Welcome to the Trivia Power Hour Gaming Rapid Fire Facts, the show where I cut right to the chase and give you the interesting facts and trivia you want to know about. If you like what I do, I appreciate your likes, comments, and subscriptions, but for now, let's get right into the trivia. The game based on the film The Godfather actually got Marlon Brando to record dialogue, and in fact would be his final acting performance before his death in 2004, but his recordings were not actually used. Apparently his vocal performance was unusable because of his poor health and a sound-alike was used instead. In Link's Awakening and Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy, you can come across a character named Mr.Wright, who is actually the same character as Dr. Wright, the advisor in the Super Nintendo version of SimCity. Dr. Wright got his name from Will Wright, the creator of SimCity. Recently, the remake of Link's Awakening was announced by Nintendo, so we'll have to wait and see if this secret remains intact. We all know Mario, right? Blue overalls, red shirt, mustache, hat with an M on it. But that wasn't his original color design. In his first few appearances, Mario's overalls were actually red, and he wore a blue shirt, the opposite of how we think of him today. It wasn't until Super Mario Bros. 2 that the colors were swapped to the ones we have so ingrained in our minds, and hardly anyone seemed to have noticed or remember. But, even though his colors were changed in-game, his image on the box art is still a holdover from his red pant, blue shirt days. In the Japanese version of Nier Automata, the player can get an item called the NIN64 by fishing it out of a body of water. The item's description was translated to, "Trash that was fished up, can be exchanged at the shop." Players assumed this was Square Enix making fun of the Nintendo 64 and voiced their complaints about it on Twitter. Despite complaining the item was referencing a real-life anti-aircraft missile launcher called the MIM64, the name was changed in a patch just to Broken Launcher. One of the biggest names in games is undoubtedly Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario, Zelda, Pikmin, and so many more. But creating amazingly crafted video games is not his only passion in life. What you may not know about Miyamoto is his passion for music, playing music no less. In addition to knowing how to play the guitar and mandolin, he is even part of a bluegrass band where he plays the banjo. In terms of third-party studios, Activision is among the biggest there is alongside other giants such as EA and Ubisoft. However, Activision has a much longer history than either of its peers. In fact, Activision was the first official third-party studio to receive credit as such. Way back when they were developing games for the Atari 2600, Activision had to take Atari to court in order to get the rights to develop games for their console, which they of course won. Before this case, Atari wouldn't allow other outside studios to develop games for their system, or for developers to receive credit for their work. Say what you will about Activision today, but you can't deny the positive impact this case had on the industry going forward. In the survival horror game Dead Space, the player can earn an achievement or trophy titled Live with the Hot Ones for killing 30 enemies with the flamethrower weapon. While the title of this achievement makes some sense in context, it is actually something of an in-joke snuck in by the employees at EA. In their code of conduct that every employee is required to sign, one of the values listed is Live with the Hot Ones. Apparently no one at the company knew what that was supposed to mean, and it became a running joke in the office. That's all the rapid fire facts for today, but check out my other videos for more gaming trivia I know you'll like, and subscribe to see more in the future.